There's a reason why this book terrified many people when it was published. Simone de Beauvoir, in a single sentence, challenged thousands of years of assumptions about women. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly why. Because her idea is so powerful that once you start seeing it, you start noticing it everywhere. In movies, relationships, in politics, in families, or maybe even in your own life. The idea can be explained with just two words: the self and the other. According to Simone de Beauvoir, every human being experiences themselves as the self. The self is you, the conscious subject who thinks, decides, acts, and experiences life from a particular point of view. In simple terms, the self is the author of their own life. You are the author of your own life. No one experiences themselves as secondary. No one naturally feels like a supporting character. We all experience ourselves as the main character of our own story. Beauvoir noticed something important. While every person experiences themselves as the self, societies divide the people into two categories: the self and the other. The people who belong to the self category become the standard. They define the reality and its norms. Beauvoir says throughout history, men have managed to occupy this position, and they did it in such a way that they became default human being. In other words, man became synonymous with human. And once men occupied that position, women were placed in the second category, the other. The other is someone who is defined in relation to the self. Think about how women have often been described: a wife, a mother, a sister, a daughter. Notice something? These identities are often defined through relationships to men. Meanwhile, a man is often described as an individual, a person, someone who exists in his own right. For Beauvoir, this difference changes everything, because once one group becomes the self and another group becomes the other, it shapes the way people see education, work, love, marriage, and family. This is why Beauvoir writes her famous line: one is not born but rather becomes a woman. She's not talking about biology. She's talking about expectations, the roles society assigns, the behavior it rewards, and the limits it imposes. Over time, these expectations become so familiar that they stop looking like expectations at all. They begin to feel natural, as if they had always been there. This is why The Second Sex is still one of the most important books written ever. Obviously, it is about women, but at the core, it is about what it means to be human, about who gets to define themselves, about who gets to be the self. And maybe the question Beauvoir leaves us with is this: are you living as the self in your own life or as someone else's version of you?